All right, Gen 5. Now, I feel like Gen 5 probably is one of the most underrated generations out there. And I know I said in my last video that Gen 5 is better than Gen 4. I might have been wrong. I'm looking at it. Gen 4 might be better, but Gen 5 it's really good. You have some of the fucking staples in VGC, like literally like insane fucking broken Pokemon, arguably some of the best of their type, or arguably some of the just the mainstays in VGC. One of them being Amoonguss. Now, Amoonguss is my least favorite Pokemon ever made. It is so fucking broken. It is the Trick Room counter because it is so damn slow. It's got like base fucking 20 speed and it gets Spore, 100% accurate sleep move. It's so bulky. You can't fucking kill it. You have to check it. Amoonguss was so good when Gen 5 came out that they made the safety goggles just to fucking counter that shit. Because Spore was just, it was free, bro. It was free. Back in the day, like when this game came out, there was no counter for this shit. Like it was just too good. They have been nerfing sleep like over and over again. Oh, like terrain, gets rid of it, and goggles, and tons of shit like is immune to that shit because Amoonguss was just breaking the game, and it was so good. And it's still really good. It's still like top 30% usage right now. It's amazing. And Gen 5 has the genies. Tornadus is the fucking tailwind setter. It's especially now, it's probably one of the best flying types of all time, especially with the fucking Bleak Wind Storm move that they just added from Legends Arceus. Like it's tailwind. It's just easy. You can pretty much plug Tornadus into any team and it just does what it does. And it's just such an amazing support Pokemon. Landorus is also one of the greatest Pokemon ever created, in the top 5 discussion. Like it's just fucking broken. It's just an amazing pivot Intimidate user. You swap it in, get Intimidate, you U-turn out, you get another Intimidate, you spam Earthquake, you spam Rock Slide, and it just does what it does. It's just another Pokemon you could just throw on any team and it just works. And you have Thundurus. Thundurus is also a multi-time world champion. Also, like, it's just, oh my god, like, it's just been good forever, especially in both fucking ways. And there's very few Pokemon in VGC that can take use of both of its abilities. Like, Thundurus can run Defiant or Prankster, and it both work. In Gen 8, Thundurus was one of the most toxic Pokemon because you had to guess which one it was. Like, if you led Intimidate against a Thundurus and it was Defiant, well, that shit's Dynamaxing, and that shit's probably sweeping your team. But it can also just Prankster Eerie Impulse you, or Prankster T-Wave you, or Prankster, Swagger, like fucking Cybertron back in the day, and you're just fucked. All 3 of the genies and Amoonguss are literally everywhere, have been everywhere, will continue to be everywhere. They are mainstays. Those 4 Pokemon carry this generation in VGC. Like that, I will struggle to find like a core of a generation stronger than that. Like that's really fucking crazy good. But there are other ones in this generation, like Excadrill is really good. Sand Sweeper. Speaking about sand, you also get Gigalith, who can set the sand. Excadrill in the sand is just a fucking menace. Gothitelle is also fucking lame and gets fucking Perish Song, but Fake Out, Parasong, Trap teams, it works. I hate it, but it works. Ferrothorn is really good as a fucking wall, Iron Defense, Body Press, Leech Seed type shit. It's good. Again, kind of lame, but it's really good. And Volcarona is basically a fucking legendary. I don't give a fuck. It has a fucking legendary music when you try to catch it in this fucking game. Like, it's so good. Quiver Dance Sweep. It's so good during a playthrough. It's good in VGC. Volcarona can be played many different ways. Like, it could be like a support Pokemon with like Rage Powder and, other support moves. It could be like a offensive sweeper with like Quiver Dance, Heat Wave, Bug Buzz type shit. Like, Volcarona is a very versatile Pokemon and arguably the best bug type ever. Unfortunately, the starters for Gen 5 are not very good, except Hisuian Samurott is pretty good, but I don't think we should count that Gen 5. And also, like, the Swords of Justice, not good. Hydreigon is a pretty mid pseudo. It's better than Goodra, but, there's much better pseudo. Unfezant is like the fucking worst regional bird. Get the fuck out of it. Zekrom and Reshiram aren't very good restricted Pokemon. Like they're kind of mid. Like in VGC, they're mid. There's no real reason to run. Some sleepers, honestly, Durant. Durant was really good in the Dynamax era because Hustle just gave it such a huge attack boost, and plus Dynamax moves can't miss, so they ignore the Hustle accuracy drop. So Durant was a monster Dynamax sweep. But outside of that, it's not very good. Mienshow's pretty good. Fast fake out user, also gets like wide guard, close combat, other good moves. Mienshow's a solid Pokemon. And last but not least, you got Whimsicott. Whimsicott is basically like the support Tailwind. There's always a debate whether it's like you want to run Tornadus or do you want to run Whimsicott if you want Tailwind. Whimsicott also gets Breaks or Tailwind, but also gets moves that Tornadus doesn't, like Encore, Charm, like Fake Tears and stuff. It's more of like a support Pokemon, and Tornadus is more of like set Tailwind and then throw off like powerful flying moves. Overall, Gen 5 is good. It's somewhere in the range of like Gen 1 and then Gen 4. I would say like S tier off top. Like S tier is probably like Gen 8, Gen 9, and then like A tier is probably Gens 1, 4, and 5. That's kind of my tier list off the top of my head. Then Gen 3 and A tier too. Just thinking off rip. Maybe Gen 3 might be S tier too, but I'm thinking like S tier is like Gen 8, Gen 9, and then A tier is like 1, 4, 5, and 3. Something like that. This generation has a lot of good shit. It's got a lot of mid, but it's got like again, like the genies are just so fucking good. Like fucking broken Pokemon. And I fucking hate Amoonguss, but it's amazing Pokemon. Like it's too good. It's so good, I hate it. Like, yeah.